We're very happy to be here this evening with all of you. We're very happy to have a very talented, handsome actor, Glenn Franklin. How are you doing, Glenn?
I'm doing good. How about
I'm
you?
doing wonderful. We're very happy to have you here. Hi, Billy. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
How you feel, Billy? Are you excited this evening
Yeah.
to have such a talented
Yeah, sure.
actor here?
Pshaw.
You are. You know what? Let me tell you. I was watching your trailers, your demo reels. You're leave me like really speechless.
Oh,
You're really good at it. I was telling Billy, he's really good at what he
You were
does.
saying,
Oh, well, thank you.
You really are. You
Thank
should be
you.
like in a big,
From
big
your mouth
movie.
to God's ears.
Yes, you should. Let's try to do that.
Yes,
You
yes,
need
let's
to.
do it.
Let's do it. Well, Glenn, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? How did you started in this business? What, when you were a child, what were some shows that you like? Can you tell us a little bit?
Well, number one thing is that I was born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas. I graduated from Everman High School, and at first we lived over in North Side, and which is basically right by the stockyards, and then we moved over to when I was 9 years old, we moved to Everman, and I graduated there and started doing, or before I did that, in high school, I started doing theater. And my first role was the Frog Footman in Alice in Wonderland, and I haven't stopped doing theater ever since. I actually had to audition for that because, well, I say that was my first UI one act play. My first actual theater show was called Bye Bye Birdie, and I had to audition in my football pads because I was playing football at the same time. Because I came and told my coach, I said, Coach, I want to audition for the musical. And he goes, damn, Sam, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, my girlfriend told me that there was, they're needing men for the show. So he goes, okay, fine. You can take your shoulder pads off, but you have to audition in your football pants because you're going to have to run laps afterwards. So I was like, okay. So I got the character Harvey Johnson in that, where I had to sing, hello, Mrs. Hinkle, this is Harvey Johnson, can I speak to Penelope Ann? So I did that, and I've been hooked ever since. But it wasn't until 2015. See, I went to Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth. I graduated there in 1999. I went on touring shows. I was, let's see, what was the touring show that I did? It was, I played, A Christmas Carol. I was Bob Cratchit in that, and we toured for Troop America. And then after that, I went to Atlantic City and did I worked at the Claridge Casino Hotel doing Forever Plaid, and then flash forward after I was doing all this musicals back in 2015, I was sitting around just thinking, well, I wonder what it would be like to do film. And so I started looking on Facebook. I was like, wonder what's there. And then all of a sudden I saw Chaz Buchanan's group that had started at that time where they were doing mixers. And suddenly I was like, okay. And then I started going to every Facebook group that was for film.
Yes.
And so then I saw this mixer and I decided to go. And on that night, I met Mike Scarlett, and Mike was really nervous. He didn't know. I was really nervous as well. And then I just kind of started getting cast for different things. Never had done movies before, and now let's say I'm doing my I think this is my 10th movie of my own as a filmmaker.
Wow. So you have produced some films already?
Yeah, 10 films now.
Are they feature film or short
No.
films?
I'm writing a feature film right now with Shannon Houck, and then I wrote a feature film with Jamie Kepner before that called Den of Deceit. But we started filming on it, but we weren't able to finish it because different casts started. They were fleeing because it was taking longer than ever. But other than that, I've had a wonderful time doing it. And just to let you know, there's a little difference. Well, there's a big difference between stage and film. I mean, everything in film is kind of compact, where you gotta show your emotions in your face and your body language and all that. So rather than being big because you want to make sure everybody in the back of the house can see you or hear you, blah, 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 blah. And that was the main thing that I found was a little difficult when I first started doing things. And now it seems like I'm coming into my own. I'm starting to get better at things. I've gotten compliments as far as my acting is going. Now, I just need the casting directors to realize, hey, go ahead and cast me. So, but
Stop that right now.
I
You have
am.
a
Hey,
chance.
casting directors, I want you to cast me one of these days. So, but
Right there is your picture.
hey, well, I thank you.
Glenn Franklin.
Thank
So
you.
tell me, Glenn, how was your experience to be working in plays when you were young? You were very young, right?
Oh yeah, I started when I was 14 years old.
Okay.
I had dabbled just a little bit before that. Like, I think I was 12, but I had got cast in this thing for a disaster relief deal, and they were wanting people to go and be the victims. For like over at Carswell Air Force Base, they had done this deal where they needed bodies and stuff, but they put me on the front page of the Fort Worth Star Telegram because they were doing it, because I had the most profound injury where I had a compound fracture. They had made it look like I had a compound fracture, and they were trying to load me up into a hospital. So they had taken a lot of pictures and put it on there, and I was like, that's really interesting. And like you had said earlier, you were asking me about what was my favorite film at that time. Nightmare on Elm Street. I loved that series.
That is that scary movie.
Yeah, well, the first two were scary, but the one that I most loved was number 3, The Dream Maker. Yeah. But at one point, they had put online. Or not online, but they put on a radio that if you'd like to try and get you an agent with Paramount, we're having a meet and greet for all these different people. Yeah. So the night before, I was dreaming in bed, and I was coming up with what could be Freddy's next movie. And this is before they had made the one about the baby, Freddy's Child, or whatever the next one, the Dream Child. Yes. I dreamed about that movie before it was even being made, before it was even thought of. And I actually told that to those people. So, but then it was made. So, but that's okay. But as far as plays goes and musicals were my favorites. Yes. Now in high school, I was doing mostly plays, and it wasn't until I went to Texas Wesleyan and got actual training for my voice, for singing and dancing and acting and all that kind of stuff. That was where it kind of molded me into kind of what I am now. And
to be more complete, right? Because as an actor, you have to be very complete. You have to dance. You have to dance, sing, do a little bit of everything.
It is, and in musical theater, it's called triple threat, and basically you can dance, sing, act, and it's very hard to get all three together.
Yes.
And I will list my talents as I see them. I was like, voice is 1, acting is 2, and then dancing is 3. So I'm not to say that I can't dance, but I guess what you would call me is more of a mover. So, but you know, it worked. You know, I did Sweeney Todd with over at Casa Manana with Norm Lewis, which is the first black Phantom of the Opera that was on Broadway with it. And I thought that was really cool, and we're still friends today. So
That's great, you know.
He's a nice guy, but you know, when I think of how I've transitioned into film, and every day there's a new project, and there's a new this, and there's a new that.
Yes.
It is so much quicker in some ways to be able to do that, but it's more costly.
Yes.
Because see, when you're in a musical where you have a producer that is actually paying all those things, like say if I was to go and work at Casa Manana, or if I was to work in Stage West or whatever, they're footing the bill and they're paying me to go and do that. Whereas when I create something myself, I'm paying for all the food, the sets, the props, the this, the that. And so it is basically, I'm becoming more well-rounded when I realize, hey, you know, the producers actually are, who do have the money, they're putting up quite a bit to be able to do it. And me just being an actor on their set and going in and do that, that's wonderful, but I'm not actually seeing how much money they're actually shelling out to be able to put this out there.
Yes.
You know, so I kind of see it from both ways, and it's an interesting thing to learn.
Yes, because they put a lot of effort for their product, so it can be very well done. And you invest money and you invest your time.
That's the main thing.
And the product has to be good.
Yeah.
It has to be entertaining as well.
Well,
And you have to choose the right people.
yes.
Because when you're working in a TV show or a movie or a play, you have to make sure the people that are going to be working there are going to be giving their 100% to the audience, and they're going to entertain because the audience is paying a ticket or come in and see something that is going to distract them from work or from problems or whatever, you know, they might have.
We use it as a relaxation tool.
Yes.
Like entertainment is something to make us check out a little bit and just like, ooh, what are they doing? I'll tell you a little story.
Okay.
My great grandmother.
We
got to go to break.
Yeah, we're going to break. We're going to commercial.
We'll talk about
We'll
it.
talk about it, but stay tuned, my friends. Stay tuned, Billy and Glenn. See you in a little bit. Thank you.
Did you get the numbers on the Proctor file done yet?
Yes, Mr. Phipps, but I haven't heard from Mr. Proctor yet.
Well, get it done. Just because I'm taking this vacation does not mean that you can lollygag. Oh yeah, one more thing. You remember that $300 billing mistake that you had? I'm afraid it's going to have to come out of your paycheck.
Boy is here, and he's being helped by that Max.
But sir, what if you got your assassins to take care of the boy? And that meddling Max for you?
My thoughts exactly. I call upon my minion from the other realm.
And what would have been wrong with marriage or kids?
Roger, darling, my heart is forever indebted to you.
Let's change the subject, okay? You know how this particular conversation makes me feel. It makes me angry.
Why?
Why? Because I said so, okay?
No, you're not getting away with this that easily this time. I want to know why. I believe you owe me that.
You want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
Michael? What the hell are you doing?
All the doors were locked. I couldn't find anywhere else to hide. Is it still out there? Why didn't it kill you?
What does it matter? She's here, isn't
I
she?
heard what she said earlier. That she saw that thing in the hospital. Maybe she had something to do with it.
Just stop, Michael. Don't say another word.
Then explain everything else that's happened tonight. She may be your girlfriend, but that doesn't mean that she isn't guilty.
You piece of shit. You and the others never gave a damn about Amy. You barely even visited her or tried to help her in her time of need. You have no right to accuse her of anything, so keep your goddamn mouth shut.
Whatever. I'm getting out of here.
With this great actor, our friend Glenn Franklin. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Glenn, can you tell us a little bit about the demo reels? What we were watching in the movies?
Well, the first clip I believe you saw was Bad Day. That was my first film that I did for Rack Focus. And that actually started from a dream that I'd had. I had both my friend and I had been talking about something about business at one day, and we were talking about this guy who had been really mean to his secretary.
Yes.
But the secretary wanted to get even with him. So she had been given this book mysteriously called the Mysterious Guide to Mischief or some kind of spells of mischief or whatever. And so she does the spell on me, and it ended up killing me at the end. So
Wow.
So what the clip you just saw was me being telling her that she made a billing mistake and she's going to have to pay $300 to pay for it, which made her really mad. So now she's gonna go off and grab that book and I'll teach you. So it was a lot of fun. Then I believe the second one was Dried Leaves, which was my second film my third film that I did.
Yes.
It was with the lovely Kristen Keith, who is very talented, and it was where, and my famous line is, "Say, I got a tent over here if you'd like to go camping." No, but no, it was. It reminded me of a Stephen Sondheim. I don't know if you know who Stephen Sondheim is. He's a musical genius. He did like Company, and he did all these interweaving music and stuff. But this was kind of carefully worded and stuff to where you weren't able to figure out that she was a serial killer, but she is. And so, in fact, the whole time while we're sitting there talking, I'm actually dead. She's having a conversation in her head with me because she has 5 seconds to live. She's on the actual table about to be executed. So she's murdered lots of people, but I was the one that she didn't get caught by.
Yes.
So in her mind, while she's been in jail, she's visited me. And so she wanted to visit me one last time because it brings her calmness. And then the last one is a film called Written in Blood, and it was by Tanner White. And I got asked to play this character called Dave. And Dave is, he's kind of a goofy college kid and blah, blah, blah. And he's attracted to his girlfriend, Lita. Well, in fact, one of the whole crux of the movie is Marcus Ridner, who plays the bad guy in it, he's like the devil, and he has made a pact with this guy that if the devil will save his girlfriend from death in the hospital, that he would give him a bunch of souls. So what happens is he invites us all over for a party, so that way the devil can take us off one by one.
Wow.
Because he wrote his name in blood on his book. So all of a sudden, everybody starts dying. And at the clip that you just saw of me, I'm trapped in the shower. And then I'm starting to figure it out. Okay, everybody's dying, but why is she still here? I mean, nothing has happened to her.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. And why are you still here? And basically, he tells me you need to shut the hell up and blah 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 blah. So right after that, I get got.
So you like kind of mysterious horror movies. So you always been attracted to this kind of movies.
I have. And
Because you mentioned Friday the 13th.
well, not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay,
But,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nightmare on Elm Street was, it was really big. And whenever the first one came out in elementary school, there were the kids, they were doing 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, 3, but one thing that freaked me out about that movie, the first 1 and 2, was right at that time Six Flags had opened up their Halloween deal, where it's like it used to be Arena's Castle or whatever, and then they had Freddy out there. And so as you walk into their little haunted house, you're not suspecting Freddy to be right there, but as you walk in, he has this metal bar that was right there, and so he takes his claws and then sparks go flying and everything. And so as a kid, I'm like, scared.
How were you back then?
I think, let's see, I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh my gosh, I was probably about. I was in I was 3rd grade. It was about 9 or 10, somewhere in there.
What year was this? Which
Had to be in about 88 or 87, or maybe a little earlier. I can't remember when that
How
first
are you
one.
right now?
I am about to turn 42.
Wow.
I will be 42 on November 17th.
Oh, wow.
So,
are you going to have a big party?
I don't know about all that. If anybody wants to throw me a party, I will probably come.
Everybody listen that. If everyone want to throw a big party for Glenn, you're welcome to throw it. Invite us.
Don't
invite
throw it at me,
everybody.
though. Here's your party.
So then you always been hooked into these kind of movies, like mysterious horror movies. What is that you're so fascinated about it? What is your fascination with death and horror and killing? What is it?
Okay, so when I was little, there was a movie that my brother could not handle. We were watching something, and I'm trying to remember what it's actually called, but it was called The Beast Within, and it has this part where there's this guy who's changing. He's an actual human being, but he was mated with an alien, or his mother was raped by an alien. And throughout the movie, all of a sudden, as he gets older and he comes into like puberty and a little bit older, all of a sudden he starts changing, and you start seeing his more alien characteristics start coming out, and he's like shedding his skin and blah blah blah. But there was this one part that my brother had a big problem with. It was the part where all of a sudden the tongue, he's like trying to like play with his tongue, and all of a sudden it goes shooting out. And right after that, my brother ran out of the room. He's like, I can't do that. He was scared. So then I was like, aha. I was like, I know what to do about my brother, so let's show him something.
So your
scary.
brother is older than you are? Or
He
younger?
is. He's we're 14 months apart. We're usually on pretty good terms. Right now it's a little rocky, but that's what brothers are. So but other than that, it's just, as far as horror goes, I always wanted to like dissect them to try and figure out, okay, yeah, it's scary, but how did they get it to be scary? What thing, how did it make it tick? What was the secrets behind it? Like with Freddy, with the claws and everything, how did they come up with the skin and the makeup and all that and all the murders and stuff? I just grew fascinated with some gore movies as well as macabre stuff, mysteries, all that kind of stuff. It just, in fact, I actually watch the ID Network, so I watch those, where real killers and stuff like that. Yeah. My wife watches them with me, so it's like, "Don't kill me." She goes, "You don't kill me."
That's crazy, but we're gonna go to commercial and we will be back. Stay tuned. We have a very talented actor this evening, Glenn Franklin. Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, please. We're coming back.
You just had to do it. Didn't you? Didn't you?
Are you really gonna be like me?
What is wrong?
Our guest this evening, Glenn Franklin.
Thank you.
Well, Glenn, we were watching one of your movies. Can you tell us the title and what is the movie all about?
Well, this last movie that you just saw, it was a movie that I made. It's called Reoccurrence, and I made that with Shannon Houck. And we did, we took a 2-page script that I wrote, and it was for a workshop, actually, for the fourth film festival. No, not Fort Worth Film Festival. Funky Town Film Festival, as well as with TCC in downtown Fort Worth. They did these movie workshops during the summer, and at the end of you had 4 weeks to put a whole movie together, short film together. And they wanted to be like 2 to 5 minutes or longer, but they didn't care that mine turned out to be like 7 minutes because we stretched a 2-page script into 7 minutes. But it actually turned out good, and it was about drunk driving. It was about a guy named Josh who had a best friend who he was his drinking buddy, and instead of them being able to drink or whatever, his buddy Carlos actually he wrecks and kills himself while drinking. Well, and it's sort of like the circular pattern of depression as well as alcoholism. You know, if you think about it, when an alcoholic starts drinking, alcohol is a depressant already.
Yes.
And they're trying to get away from their pain, but see, it's sort of a circle. So they drink because they're depressed. They're depressed because they drink. So
Yes.
it's going around and around in a circle. And then what ends up happening to me as I'm depressed about my friend dying, I start alienating my family, and then actually I go and drink and I wreck. And it's I get killed in this, and you just see. In fact, we staged this. Where you saw the cross that was out there in there. In fact, that was an actual marker for somebody there who had died on the side of the road. Probably, I don't know whether they died from drinking or whatever, but it was evidently some kind of fatality that had been over there. And at the end, we were kind of trying to figure out how we were going to do this. And while we were filming it, we first had Rob. We had Rob play it straight, where he was just going to scare me as I was going by it, because I'm driving by the same place where he had died. But then I also love David Lynch, and so him and I both do. And so he's like, "Can I try something?" I was like, "Okay, fine." And so he just screams and does the still, and then I'm supposed to react to it. Oh my gosh! And then we simulated a car wreck where I turned the wheel, and then Shannon Houck was behind me, and he had these lights, and he like turns you, and then he used sound effects where it looked like we were doing it, and then it comes to a close, and then you start hearing sirens. And then a heartbeat comes, and you see my face, or my family and my kid and my whole family. We're just sitting on the couch, and every heartbeat as it gets slower and slower and slower.
Wow.
And then you just see it fades out. So
that was a great acting. I really like the scenes. I really like the movie.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I need to send you the whole thing. That was the trailer.
Yeah, but I saw your acting is great. What is the technique that you use?
Well,
there are different techniques that actors use.
There are. I'm not a method actor. I mean, I guess what you'd call me a smell the fart actor. No, I was kidding. No. I just kind of put myself in the position of the character, and I say it with conviction. I don't know. I was taught by doing Uta Hagen work. I don't know if you know of Uta Hagen.
I don't know.
In acting, she wrote this still called The Actor's Handbook.
Yes.
And it basically, you can write yourself a character analysis, basically like the who, what, when, why, and where. And so, what were you doing 5 minutes before your character's about to come onto the set? Why are you doing this? What is the thing that propels you? So it has all these little questions that you can write down, and you fill in whatever your character would do. But it's your own stuff.
Yes.
Basically making your character believable and making it real to you. And so it makes you have more of a connection to it, rather than just, oh, let me look at the script. Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to say some lines, and I'll be done. So and it's part of the Stanislavski method, which is sort of a little bit of the method acting, but it's not as far as, like, say, what a Dustin Hoffman does, or a let's see, Al Pacino or whatever. They go a little bit further, and in fact, there are times when, like, say, Dustin Hoffman has, as well as Al Pacino and what is his name, who always works with Al Pacino, they've gone too far with their characters, where that blurs the lines between what's them and what's the character anymore. And so they've had to go to therapy or whatever's trying to bring them back out of it. So I don't like going that far deep into it. Well, yeah, you'll win Oscars or whatever, but you lose a part of yourself in there too.
When I have read and I studied the Meissner technique.
Oh yeah, Meissner.
Meissner technique is where you relate as a person, as an actor, to the emotions and all that.
Well, a lot of Meissner is it's positive feedback. What it is like you'll have two actors standing face to face, and it's a good way to watch people as you're saying it. Like, say you're saying, "This is an apple. This is an apple. This is an apple. This is an apple," and then at some point they may say, like, "This is an apple. This is it. This is an apple. This is an," and it's basically a way for you to roll with whatever the punches that are given to you. So, like, say if you were on stage or if you were in a movie or whatever, you would have, and every night for live theater, it's not the same. Every night it's supposed to be.
Yes.
But the magic of live theater is always there's something that'll happen that is wrong, and so if somebody comes in, like I'll recount a story that had happened. They were doing Brigadoon over at Casa Manana at one point, and the line is, "I'm so sorry, your brother died. Your brother Peter died," and so somebody walks in, the character walks in and goes, "Your Peter died." I mean, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you never know what's going to happen that night. And that's why Meissner is basically you take whatever is said to you that night and you roll with it.
Yes.
So, and that's why it's such a beneficial thing, even though you're doing these things where you're saying things over and over and over and over and over, and you're like, what am I getting out of this? But after a while, you just get it because things change, and that's what I love.
You know, thank you for the explanation. So, a lot of people, that don't work in show business, they know the techniques and the difference to work in theater and to work in films. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of detailing, a lot of stuff that you have to remember also. As an actor, you have to remember the lines. Or like you say, sometimes you make mistakes and you make it like was written down in this case.
Well, you actually realize in film you have a chance to, you said that wrong. I need you, we're cut, we're going to do it again, blah, 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 blah. So in a sense, that's flying with a net. When you're on live theater, you have no net. So if you go out there and you forget your line and you're standing there like, oh crap, you better work your way out of it. Like they were doing, what is it called? Fiddler on the Roof. And Lanny Kazane comes in, and she's a famous Broadway actor, and she was playing the mother. And as she was sitting there, and she's supposed to say, I had this dream. Now, what was that dream? But she's forgotten what the lines are. And one of the actors goes, I don't know, Mama, it's your dream. and afterwards, like after the show, she was like, yeah, there I am.
Yeah.
I see myself in Casa Manana. That was in Camelot over at the Bass Hall.
Okay.
So that was a long
How
time
long
ago.
That was?
Let me think. That was probably around 2008.
Wow,
somewhere around
Camelot.
there. Yeah, Camelot, and that was with Paul Schaeffler, and he was the king up top. And then it was with Bradley Dean, who was playing Lancelot, and it was Rachel York was playing the queen.
So you have done a lot of work. Can you show another one, Mr. J, please? His work in theater, please. Other photos.
Oh, there I am. I was playing, that was Grease in Chicago. Yes. And that's my friend Dan Walsh, who owns the Art House Theater in in Chicago.
You're right there on the right.
Yeah, I know.
With the blue sweater and the black pants.
I was playing, and that character, I was playing, well, I did Teen Angel at one point in it, and then I played the DJ, and I can't remember, the one who does the Born to Hand Jive Baby, but I'm the creepy one, and I can't remember that character right now. Wow. But, yeah, I have actually done Grease 2 times. Wow. I played Sonny the first time.
In Chicago both times?
No, I did Grease down in Galveston the first time, and I played Sonny, which was one of the T-Birds that they call. Oh, that's it. That's called Heart of Rock and Roll, and I was doing YMCA. I was playing the construction worker. And basically what we did in that show was we took all the hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and they created like a little show of all of them. So we would put these little skits together. And at that point, we were doing the doing YMCA. So.
You're very versatile. And what is this?
Now, this is still Heart of Rock and Roll, but we were doing the song, Hey Nani Ding Dong, a lang, boom ba-do, ba-doom ba-doo-bay. Life could be a dream if only I could take you up to heaven up above. And you would tell me that I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello.
Wow, you're incredible. You're so entertaining.
No,
you're really complete. You know, you're ready for Broadway, and you're ready for a TV show.
Oh man, this weekend. Speaking of TV shows, I got to be in Fred T's movie or TV series. It's a pilot. Yeah. It's called Viral, and now it's an alien drama where it's kind of post-apocalyptic, where aliens can take over your body and they hook into you, and it was an amazing experience. But the aliens we're living together, but once they take you over, it's very scary. Yeah. So the character that I played, and I can't really reveal all of it, but the character that I played, I had a son, and had to recount how I had to take out my wife in this because she had changed, and just trying to picture that while having a son watch it. I mean, that's pretty scary. Yeah. So, but I believe that this is going to be a really, really good series. It's called Viral. So that's the first one, and this is the pilot. We're hoping that it gets picked up, and that we get funding. Well, Fred T is producing it right now. Now he's looking for backers and everything. I don't know whether he has full backing right now, but I really dig the story, and I love it. Yes. Well,
good luck with this.
Thank you. I mean, it was interesting. I kind of got called and was like, "Hey, Glenn," it was out of the blue because I'd never worked with Fred T before. And after I did my scene, he was like, "Man, I really felt that. That was good." So,
what were your lines when you did the casting? You remember?
Oh no, he just called me. I didn't have to audition.
No, but when you came and did the lines, or when you came and do the work for him. You remember what you have to?
I can't give all of it away.
Okay. Something similar,
something similar. Well,
so people can have an idea, because there are people that are watching us that they don't know how it is.
Well,
we're gonna go to a commercial, and
go ahead.
We can just do something.
We'll figure something out.
Stay tuned, my friends. Your show with Andy.
For gunfighters, I'm talking about the gunfighting stare. The stare that strikes fear into their opponent before they kill someone.
No. I've wondered why people seem to fear me before they even know me. Maybe it's because you're a cold-blooded killer and a cattle thief. They don't know that until they meet me.
It couldn't be because your picture is on every post office west of the Pecos.
And you've been in every stinking jail, in every stinking county, in this whole stinking state because of your bad stinking luck.
Now that's pretty stinky.
And stupid. Shut up. Now really, why do you think it is that people fear me?
Let me get a look at you.
Oh, my gosh, I think I know what it is. It's your breath.
Oh my gosh!
Your breath could kill somebody. You might be right. But I don't think that's it. If it ain't your breath, then it's your stinky butt.
Clips.
Okay.
It's like a Western movie.
Yeah, I did earlier this past year, or earlier this year in, let's see, I believe it was February or March or something like that. I did this film called The Stare, and it's totally goofy comedy. And it was probably about a 5-page script, and it was written just for Rack Focus, but we were able to stretch it out to about 10 minutes long. And it was basically about this guy, this gunfighter, who was getting so upset because every time and he's supposed to be this scary guy, but they don't know that he's a bad guy.
Yes.
They just react to him because of his stare. Every time whenever he looks at somebody, they get afraid of him, and so they run away. In fact, at the beginning of the film, you see these two lady characters come up, and of course it was me and Jeffrey Gray playing those characters in drag. So we put bonnets on, and so when he turns his stare to us, and we run away. So in that, we also had let's see, Mike Scarlett, Jeffrey Gray, myself, and then Joel Taylor, and we were these four guys, and we also sort of did like a Benny Hill type part at the end where it kind of goes into where it's really fast and all that kind of stuff, and it turns out to be a really cute movie.
Yes.
But there's farts in it, and there's somebody eating beans all the time. And so
it's kind of a funny movie to kind of.
It is a funny movie.
Yes.
And we did win Best Western Short at the Lions Head Film Festival.
Okay.
So I was very pleased with that. That was very nice.
Well, I'm very impressed. Are you very impressed, Billy, with his work, right? With his work, I mean, he's great. The acting skills, everything. I mean, you're great. You're good at it.
Thank you.
You know.
I just need an agent to take me on and put me into stuff.
Listen, everybody, there is an agent. Glenn is looking for an agent here in our show with Joaquin and Billy. He's a great actor. Please visit his YouTube demo reels.
Yeah.
Glenn Franklin.
Always love that.
He will be ready to fly to Los Angeles, New York, Miami, anywhere.
It's funny that you mentioned that. The other day, while I was doing that
Yes.
While I was sitting there, I did my scene, and then all of a sudden, one of the guys who was sitting over there, like, where did you study? I was like, that was really good. I was like, well, I graduated from Texas Wesleyan in Fort Worth. He goes, no, who are you taking acting with right now? I was like, well, I'm not taking acting right now, but, I would always love to go and take acting classes if I need to. And
Yes.
he goes, no, I really loved what you did. So I was like,
Yes, you're really good. You're
I'm
really
not
good.
trying to stroke my ego or anything.
No, but you're really good at it because like I told, I have Jeannie Strampos last time here, an actress that has worked with us, and I have a good eye, to pick actors and actresses, and she's really natural, and you're very natural too. So,
Well, thank you.
you need to be in big productions because you're really great. I mean,
Send them my way.
any actor, any actress dreams,
Yeah.
but only a few made it. I mean, and just been truthful, right?
Oh.
Just that one that got it.
How many people have that dream of like, I'm gonna be famous?
Millions and millions all over the world in any country, any language, any nationality, but just a few make it.
Well, I'll tell you, the first day that I went to acting class at Texas Wesleyan, I had a teacher named Ken Stilson, and the first thing he said to us was like, how many of y'all think y'all are gonna be big stars? And we all, of course, everybody in the class said, yeah.
Yes.
Raise your hand, put your hands down. You're gonna be eating ramen noodles, and you're not gonna be getting a lot of work, and blah 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 blah. It's like, but some of you may, but some of you will not, and some of you won't even be back to this class.
Yes.
And so
That's true. Because when I was taking acting and drama, some people say, I just want to take it because to see what it feels like it, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to pursue it or no. And when I did a movie for the 24-hour video race for the Dallas Film Festival, I invite some people, they didn't want to do it.
why?
I don't know, they say I'm busy with work, and then it's like, where do they come and waste the time?
Exactly.
You know?
Well, it's just like you see these people who continually they make time for their art.
Yes.
You make time for the things that you want to be, you want to do. If you want to write a script that's a feature film, are you going to sit down and write it, or are you just going to talk about, oh well, I could have wrote.
You have to sit down and write it. You have to get your act together and do it. Because it's not just, oh, I want to do it. You have to really do it.
Well, that happens with anything.
Yes.
It's like, I really want a nice car. Oh, but I can't afford it. Well, how do you afford it? Oh, I need a job. Do I really want to go get a job? Oh, I don't know. I want to,
That's true.
But it could be anything. I mean, you could put that. It's however bad you want it.
How much you want to pursue your dream. Because everything is possible in life. Well, tell me something.
Go ahead.
What do you think about nudity in movies? Have you done any nude scenes in movies or plays?
When I was younger, during let's see, oh gosh, I think it was around 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. I got called by a friend of mine to go and do this film called Seven Deadly Sins, and it was supposed to be sort of. It was right whenever Queer as Folk was really the TV series that was on Showtime.
Yeah, I remember that show.
Yeah, that it was really a hot commodity,
Yeah.
and everything was going great with it. Well, it was kind of a I don't know. It was a one-off of it, and it turned into there was a portion of the film that they wanted me to do nudity in it, and I didn't want to show my whole body, so they actually had a stunt person for me.
Yes.
So the person who actually had that did show their body, and you can tell in the film, because I'm very white, and this person was very olive complected, and he was chiseled. I mean, and not that I'm bad looking or anything like that, but you could tell a difference with the bodies and
Yes.
stuff, and I was very grateful that there was that, and that was actually written into my contract. But as far as nudity goes, I mean, I have no problem.
So would you do it?
I would.
Okay. Would you ask your wife it is okay, or it will be your decision?
Well, I mean,
Or it
like
will be a family.
if I'm doing a sex scene or something like that in
Yes.
a movie or something like that. In fact, during Dried Leaves, there's a little bit of a sex scene that we did. And, Kristen shows her breasts in this, but she's kind of muted.
Yes.
Because I have my arm around her, and the thing about it is my wife was pregnant at the time.
Yes.
And I kept trying to say, honey, it's only like maybe 5 seconds in the film. It's like
Yes.
there's more to the film than that. I just can't watch it. I can't.
Yes.
So I don't know how that would play out with her, but like Ewan McGregor, when he did that show called Train Spotting, he showed his junk. I mean, there's been countless people
Yes.
who've done that.
But it's part of this business. I mean,
It is. I mean, look at how many women have gone over there and showed their boobs.
more than that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They've shown a lot.
Look what Salma Hayek did in her first movie, Desperado. She did new scenes, and she says she cried and it was hard because she was thinking about his father watching that movie. But that's the movie that opened doors for her in the United States.
And she's beautiful and she's rich. I mean, she's
Well-
one of the richest actresses out there.
But you know what? It's not just the rich and the beautiful. It's the talent that the woman had. You know why? Because when she left Mexico, this is what she say. It's not what I'm saying. This is what she say because I have watched interviews. They say, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go to Los Angeles, and people laugh. Ha 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 ha. You're a big star already in Latin America. Why you wanna go to Hollywood and do movies? Because I wanna have different roles. I wanna experience and working in a different market and to different roles. I said, but good luck, honey, because you're gonna come back here in less than a year crying, saying they are gonna portray you in stuff that you don't really like to do. And she say, ha ha ha, you will see me, I'm gonna make it big. And then when she make it big and she went back to Mexico, she say, ha ha, remember that you laugh about me? Now I make it. So, her dream come true. But Glenn, you have to have talent. And like you say, if you want to do something, you have not just to think about it, you have to act on it. And a lot of people, I want to be famous, I want to buy a car or this. But you have to go to school and you have to train yourself and to get an education. It's not just because your pretty face or your body, because that is going to go away as you age. But that talent is what stays.
Well, a lot of people they age like fine wine, like Meryl Streep. I mean, like she's an immense talent. I mean,
Yes.
the woman oozes talent just because. And as she started in the industry with where she's like, "That dingo ate my baby," now where as she's aged, every year she's up for an Oscar because she goes so far with her characters.
Yes.
And she puts so much into it. That's the definition of the person who walks the walk, who is actually putting in the time to figure out who their character is, why they're there,
Yes.
and makes it work. Whereas you've seen other characters or other actors who have gotten somehow to be famous, but you can always tell that they are them playing a character where you don't
Yes.
lose themselves into it. And it is an art form
It is.
to being able to go after your dreams and actually achieve them. So bravo to Sofia Vergara. I mean,
That's Sofia Vergara. You like her?
she's amazing.
She's an amazing woman. She started in Univision as a TV host. She wasn't really good at it. She was kind of a little bit dumb. Her lines were a little, I mean, it's the truth. She didn't have to work because I watched it when she started, and she wasn't really good at it. She made mistakes, and she was kind of a little bit dumb. But she got better and better and better and better, and now look where she is.
It takes experience. I mean, there is nothing that ever will replace experience. Or that the more that you keep doing it,
Yes.
keep doing it, you keep doing it. Somehow a light's going to turn on, and it's like, okay, I can't unlearn this. I
Yes.
can't just, I don't know how to act anymore. You know?
But some people get a stage fright too.
They do.
They go,
That's right.
and they forget totally the lines, and they cannot even do it.
Well, I mean, it is a true thing that
Yeah.
happens to people. I mean, in fact, it happened to me when I was a brand new actor. I mean, the night before the production, I did this, it was a one-man show, or not one-man show, but it was a show called The Man.
Yes.
And this is when I was like 15 years old, and I had all these lines, and so sorry, but
Yes.
I had all these lines that I had memorized, and the show was going great, and blah 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 blah. On the night before, and then the day of the performance, I froze. I mean, like, I got up on stage and I was going through my monologue, and I was like, things happen.
Yeah. And what did you do? What happened?
Well, luckily, I had a really good friend of mine named David Lewis who was in the show with me, and he kind of came in,
Yeah.
and you just kind of make do, because I was just dying out there, and then suddenly he kind of caught on, and then we kind of went back through and made it work. So we skipped just a little bit and then came back and fixed
But
it.
that's good, because that shows that we are human beings and we make mistakes.
But,
It's not that you're perfect just because you work as an actress.
Well, that was when I was like completely green. I was
Yes.
very young, and I was being put into that position to have all those lines, and I thought, oh yeah, I can do this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oops.
Well, Glenn, it was honor to have you here in our show this evening. Would you like to share with the audience your social media?
Oh yes.
Your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
You can find me on Facebook as Glenn Franklin. That's GLENNFRANKLIN. And you can find me on, Twitter as GMan76. GMAN76. I believe that's what it is. I'll figure it out. If not, I'll tell you. And then Instagram, I think I'm the same on GMan76 as well. So I have a new movie coming out. It's called The Stair Number 2. It's coming for Rack Focus, and we're supposed to be turning it in on Sunday by 11:59. So we're still working on one fart scene, trying to finish that up. But it is a Western comedy. It's the second one of the one that you just watched. So it's called The Stair 1, but now this is Stair Number 2.
Well, we wish you good luck with all your movies, your projects. We congratulate you for your baby, your family, your daughter, and God bless you in everything you do in your life, in your work, with everything.
Well, I thank you guys so much, and I'm very honored that y'all asked me to come over here and be on your show. I mean, I think y'all are amazingly talented, and I hope to be asked back again at some point.
Yeah, this is your house whenever you want to come and talk to us about a new project. You're always welcome here. This is your home in our show.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored.
Yeah.
And thank you guys out there, too. I hope y'all will come out and see the movies, and you can friend me on Facebook, and I'll be happy to talk with you about anything.
Thank you for staying with us this evening with this great actor, this great talent from Texas, from Dallas, forward. What would you like to say, Billy?
Thank you for coming. It's been amazing. You know, you're a really good actor.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm very honored.
We are too. Thank you. For real. For coming. You know, because we've been asking you before, but you've been busy.
Yeah, busy. But I finally got them their stuff yesterday, late last night, and I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay.
But we got it to you, and I'm so glad that y'all had me on, and I look forward to seeing y'all again.
We are too.
Right focus.
Good luck.
I just want to get it turned in.
Good luck, and good luck to other people in Red Focus. Number 7?
No, this is number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to Shannon Hout. Thank you for doing all the editing for that fart scene. And Dean Owaza, you are the man. You are editing like a dog on that film and putting the music together. It was amazing. And Michael Green, thank you so much for being a great director.
Our best wishes to other people in Red Falcons, and good luck to every one of you with your projects. And we see you next week, not next week, our next Wednesday.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. In your show with Joaquin and Billy. You can follow us in Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, in my channel as well. God bless you. We love you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 And thank you.